I'm ready. Are you ready? Let me move some stuff over. Did I get everything I wanted to? There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're going to talk about dreams, chasing those dreams today. But like, how do you do that the right way? That's today's discussion. I'm just getting my chat portion set up because I have to do that afterwards. Very excited. Okay. We've got it set up. Hopefully everybody can see me well. Hopefully everything is going good in that capacity because, there's been echoes and stuff. But let me actually see and make sure I can hear myself without an echo. Because that's what we want. We want no echoes when talking. Okay, I don't hear an echo, so we're good. So let's get started. Turning dreams into reality. That's what we're talking about tonight. All right. So you can see I actually have my little presentation or whatever to go along with it, but just to give you a little visual. You're seeing me anyways. But okay, so good evening, everybody. Welcome to my episode of turning dreams into something that you don't feel like is reality, couldn't be possibly reality. Let's make it real. Let's make it happen, right? Let's talk about how you actually do that. It does touch the core of who we are and inspire to be. And tonight we're not just discussing goals, we're diving deep into the art of chasing dreams amidst the whirlwind of our daily lives. Think about the last time you allowed yourself to truly dream. Was it a fleeting thought during a busy day, or maybe a detailed plan that you've tucked away for someday? We all have aspirations that light us up. Starting your own business, writing a novel, learning a new language, or maybe just transforming your community, which is not just a small thing, it's a huge thing. But often our busy schedules seem to build walls around our dreams. Yet, what if I told you that no schedule is too packed, no plan is too tight, and no, I'm not selling anything. I am not selling anything, but I do want to help all of you pursue your dreams because why not, right? And you heard that right. We're going to break down those walls. We're going to make it so that you do have the time to actually have this happen. And I want you to know that your dreams, your hopes, the somedays that you plan to reach, you can make it happen. You can turn someday into today. So we have to begin by understanding why it's crucial to not wait for the perfect time to chase our dreams. Many of us wait for this mythical future where our schedules will just magically clear up and provide us with this ample time to focus. And that's just not going to happen. Let's be real. The perfect time is a mirage. It doesn't exist. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, successful dream chasers actually create the opportunities within their existing routines. They integrate their aspirations into their daily lives, ensuring that every day, no matter how small the step is, it brings you closer to your dreams. Are you wondering how? Well, first up, let's talk about prioritization and time management. I know it's not the best topic in the world, but that is how we do this. It all starts with what I like to call intentional scheduling. This means looking at your calendar with a critical eye and asking yourself, what can I adjust to make room for my dreams? Because remember, you matter. You want to do that. So for instance, if you dream of writing a novel, could you wake up an hour earlier each morning or use the time you typically spend browsing social media to craft a story? And remember, this is your dream. So this is something you want to do because you're making intentional choices that align with your goals. So this can't be deciding to skip lunch because that's the only spot that you have on your calendar, but you can change your lunch hour to be lunch and writing. It would require you to prepare the kind of lunch that goes along with being able to write. And if you normally went out with your coworkers for a bite, Well, that's a change you're going to have to make in order to make your dream a reality. So the sacrifices are going to be there, but it's worth it because it's your dream. And either way, you can see that it's entirely possible if you're willing to make it possible. And then next up, you want to be realistic. It's got to be achievable, right? So break down your big dream into smaller, more manageable goals. So these tasks should be specific and time-bound. If your dream is to start a business and your first goal might be to research and write a business plan over the next 3 months, why months instead of just a weekend? Well, if you push yourself to get it all done immediately, it's going to lead you to burnout. And it's going to be a never-ending cycle of starting up on your dreams, but then never actually getting to finish them. And that is not the point here. The idea is to take what you have and what you're capable of and doing that toward your dreams while pushing yourself further in your dreams. If your goal was to get that research and plan done in 3 months, you should already know that with that plan, what you can do in the 3 months after that is actually push yourself closer to having that business open the doors. Business plan today, creating products or setting up your website the months after that. A year later, you're having a grand opening. Now take a moment and think about it. What are small goals that you can set this month to get you closer to your dreams? Share them anytime you want in the chat if you'd like to. But this is about not being rigid. This is about being flexible. Speaking of being flexible, life is unpredictable, obviously. So having rigid plans, they're going to fall apart. So instead, adopt a flexible approach to your goals. If an unexpected obligation crops up, adjust your schedule. Rather than abandoning your dream related tasks altogether. So if your business plan is coming up in 3 months, but you could finish it in 4, and you just realize that, do that. Adjust your schedule to make that happen in 4 months instead of 3. I know, you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, duh. But the reality is that most of the time people see that in front of them and they just stop. They just stop. I'm going to give you an example. Every single Wednesday, I go live at 9:45 Central Standard Time. At least that's my plan. But sometimes I'm on at 10. Not intentionally, but life happens. Maybe my camera didn't turn on. My kids went to sleep a little bit late. Or doesn't matter, whatever it is. But that does not mean I'm going to completely get rid of my goals. Because it didn't happen exactly as I planned. I wasn't there exactly at 9:45. That doesn't mean I give up. You've all seen me, those of you who've actually seen me live, will have seen me live no matter what. 9:45 and I'm here. 10 o'clock and I am here. If it's Wednesday, I am here. It could be earlier. No matter what, I just go with the chaos. And then I laugh about it along the way. I mean, there's times that I'm not laughing, and sometimes I do want to give up, and sometimes I want to completely change my path to reach the exact same goal. And actually, speaking of giving up, let's not forget about the power of resilience. That's actually been one of the things for myself that's really helped me push myself forward. I choose resilience over anything else. And I think that out of everything that I say today, if you can keep the resilience, you are going to achieve the dreams that you want to achieve. Because pursuing your dreams is not going to be easy. There will be challenges and setbacks. The key is to stay persistent, even if you don't want to. Learning from each experience and then trying to move forward with that. Which is also what I'm trying to say is that you'd also have to include reevaluating your dreams throughout your journey. When I started GBRLIFE, I started something completely different from what it turned out to be today. But I didn't deny where I wanted to go with it either. I decided I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. Why? Because it was my dream. And it was okay that my journey was going to change along the way. You just have to make sure that you're going to continue to push forward on what you actually want so that the journey is worth it in the end. So consider that relationship that you spent a little bit too long in, for example. Some of us end up married anyway or to someone else, or you realize that the paper version of what we thought we want isn't right. Or that we love being alone. Yeah, some of us love being alone. Either way, as we learned through those relationships, there also became the realization that what we actually wanted, and this usually happens during or right after the relationship, but that realization may not have changed your outcome. You may still have wanted to settle down, but with someone different than you thought you would have wanted. Maybe your dream of getting out of relationships, of living off grid, is something you always wanted, right? And then you realize as you kept going into it and trying to figure out how to live off grid and all the, watching all the YouTube videos and doing everything you could possibly do to become that person who lives off grid. But then as you continued into it, you realized, I'm going to be a farmer. And that's actually what you want to do. But that doesn't make the farmer any less of your dream or living off grid any more of your dreams. So you do have to find the flexibility and find the joy in it in order to figure out how you're going to proceed forward. It is going to be a moving target, but that's okay. That's part of having dreams. So remember, each day is a new opportunity to make progress. Even the smallest actions can build momentum over time, turning your dreams from distant wishes into the present realities. If you prioritize self-care, embracing imperfection, and celebrate your wins each step that you take and each time you achieve your goal, you're going to actually find yourself moving more forward in your life than you ever have before. I'm not telling you to use some sort of a tool or an app. No, because you don't need that. What you need is you. Because you deserve to live the life that you want to live. But living that requires you to dream it. It's as simple as that. I know. It doesn't seem that simple, but it actually is. So let's start right now, this evening, or whenever you're watching this, if you happen to be watching this later on, because I do have this on YouTube later on, or GBRLIFE.com. Start today. And even though I was on for a very short amount of time today, as I wrap up tonight's conversation, I'm going to challenge all of you to take one step towards your dream this week. It could be anything, a phone call, a sketch, a paragraph, or just a plan. What will it be? Are you going to make your dreams a priority? I know I am. I'm here right now. I love talking to all of you. I love coming on here every Wednesday and just saying hi. And feel free to actually speak if you want to speak in the chats. Whenever I do these, because I'm not always watching. I'm not always looking over at the chat. And awesome to see you guys here. I'm super excited. I saw some familiar faces come and go, which was amazing. But the point is, and yes, normally I am reviewing actual tools and whatnot. Today I was going into dreams, but it's a big passion for me. I am huge on telling all of you to follow those dreams. And the reason for that is because I was that person who said, I don't have time. There's no way I can do these things. And I worked 9 to 5 and I just went along with whatever. And again, I'm not selling you a tool. What I'm doing is saying, hey, I followed my dream and I think all of you can too. So I made an entire thing about my life today to tell you to follow your dreams too. And this is how. Because it's entirely possible and you can do it too. It actually saddens me sometimes when I see people out there in the world and they're thinking, I can't possibly, it's not possible. It is possible. And I'm also going to mention, I come from a family who all followed their dreams and they went further in their lives because of it. They decided that they wanted something and they did not take no for an answer. They worked their butt off and they made it happen. It doesn't always mean, though, that working your butt off means actually physically working. It can mean just that instead of, like I was talking about the lunch hour, instead of taking that lunch hour with your coworker, you're taking that lunch hour to do the thing that's going to push you further in that dream that you want. It doesn't have to, but that's not a bad thing. It's not a saddening thing. It's a good thing. You're going to have the best lunch hour of your life because you're actually going to go back to work and you're going to think to yourself, I'm like 10 steps closer. I'm one step closer. It doesn't matter how many steps, but you are a step closer to the goal that you wanted this entire time. And when you get there and you realize, I made it, I did it. Yeah, you're going to want to tell the world you did it. And you did. If you follow the steps of not giving up, staying flexible, making the goals actually achievable. Because if you say, oh, I want to have $1 million by the end of the year, that doesn't mean you can't have $1 million by the end of the year. Why not? Yes, you can. But research how you can do that. Give yourself the opportunity. And if the year is getting close and you think, well, I'm not going to make it by the end of the year, but you can make it in the next 6 months, that's when you push that forward. That's why that's important. That's why I say don't give up on your dreams. So it was, again, a short live tonight. Next week, I'm actually going to be talking about another life and wellness thing versus another tool. Although I would like to know, and I may change it up because I found out about another tool. It is a link in bio tool, and I don't know if I'm going to make that into a review video or I'm going to just do it live. But I found out about what all those influencers are using, and I thought, hey, why not talk about that? Because GBR Life is more than just life and wellness. It's also about, good God, everything. Just head over to GBRLIFE.com if you want to see anything, but you don't have to. I'm not saying you need to do all that stuff because I know. Everybody hates being sold stuff. I'm not selling you anything. I'm simply telling you, meet me back here next Wednesday at 9:45 Central Standard Time. I will prove to you that it is worth actually checking out GBRLife.com. That does not sell you anything, I promise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things that mean that you like me, and, follow me. We're in this together. I want you guys to live your best lives. And by the way, GBR Life stands for Good, Bad, Real Life, aka GBR Life. So join me again next Wednesday. Again, that is my website, the clothing line and the actual website. I cannot wait to see all of you guys next week following me, because I know I got some new followers today. I'm super happy to see that. It was really great chatting with you guys. Next week, 9:45. I will see you all then. Have a good